Hello snowboarders of the internet. I am your host Kevin with another Angry Snowboarder review, and today we're going to be talking about the Arbor Cosa Nostra. This board comes in a 153, 156, 159, and 162. This board comes with Arbor's system rocker. So that is reverse camber starting from the center of the board all the way out to the contact points in a parabola. So the aggressiveness of that reverse is more aggressive between the feet and slowly mellows out as it gets towards the contact point. They also add their grip tech side cut. So they use an interrupted side cut with their tri-radial side cut where the bump is created right at your feet. I rode this with my K2 lean ATs and DC tuck knees in a size 8. Rode at Keystone towards the end of March, so if you were paying attention to the conditions in Colorado at all, March of this past year was insane. We got a ludicrous amount of snow, and even towards the end of March, the storms had started tapering off by then, but there was still plenty of soft snow to go mine. That said, it meant that the groomers were back to being more normal groomers. It was still really good snow, but they weren't filled with softer snow. So regular groomers, trees, deep snow, just kind of great conditions for mid-spring. The flex on this board is your pretty traditional directional flex. Softer in the nose, stiffening up underfoot, vaguely softer between the feet, stiffening up again throughout your back foot and then through the tail. It's got a pretty easy matching torsional flex. It's not abundant, but if it was, then it wouldn't drive right with the full rocker system that it actually has. So the torsional flex works really well in combination with the rocker profile and the tip to tail flex. So overall, it lands as kind of your middle of the road all mountain board with a directional flex. Pushing this board fast through variable conditions wasn't really ever an issue. It's got about average stability for your full rocker all mountain style flex boards out there. So really pushing through chunder and gnar, if you're used to riding full camber stiff boards, this is going to feel loose and it's going to feel like it's bouncing around a lot. So as long as you're familiar with how to ride a full rocker board through those kinds of conditions, it's as good as anything else is out there. It doesn't stand out, but it's also not bad. You will get a little bit of flap out of the nose. I never really felt like it affected its ability to hold an edge or stay on its line, but you will notice that out there a little bit. Keep your weight a little bit more centered. Don't really shift your weight outside your center and your base too much and outside your feet, because full rocker, if you do that, you're going to disengage half the board. So as long as you keep your weight a little bit more centered, it's going to take care of you and it's going to do what you need it to do. Really solid snap, consistent with just about pretty much every Arbor that I've ever been on. Despite the fact that this is full rocker, it still boosts really well. You can still load it, you can still engage the middle part of the board a little bit. It does lend itself a little bit more towards that skate style snap being full rocker, but it always gave me everything I always needed and always had a really lively, energetic feel to it. Full rocker with an undemanding flex lends itself to buttering pretty much however you want it to. So even despite the fact that this is your kind of average to maybe slightly above average flex, it being full rocker means you can get into the board, and that torsional flex that is there allows you to spread and just butter around and manipulate the board kind of however you really want to. The nose is definitely a little easier to do that with than the tail, being a little bit softer, and in soft snow, they're both really good. The tail, there's enough there, that full rocker, it all just works together well for a little bit more of that kind of freestyle, looser, skate, buttery feel. Carving on this board was average. It's really about the best that I can really say about it. It didn't stand out, but it also was the type of side cut radius and the way that it turned. I didn't really think about it. It just kind of turned how I needed it to. You lay it over, it turns. You do short, quick turns, it turns. It just turns. That's kind of what I could say about this as far as the way you can carve it. In the trees and soft snow, it's really great because it does have that full rocker to it and a little bit of that shorter tail, so it's super nimble in the trees. But as far as actually getting on a groomer and laying down carves and turns, it's average. Who is this for? This is for your all-mountain rider looking for a pow deck. This is a great one-board quiver for the guy that's just out there cruising, searching for pow, or looking for a kind of all-mountain pow deck to add to, the quiver if they only have like all park boards or all freeride boards. So kind of that middle range all-mountain pow board. Personal thoughts. Well, they completely redesigned this board for 2020. And I really, really liked the old one. And maybe that's part of the reason I wasn't as excited about this, is because of how much I liked the old one. This one just didn't turn as good, and it was really kind of a letdown with how much it just didn't turn as good as the old one. Now, in deep snow, I think it definitely floats better. And I think for the average consumer, this is a much better board than the old one was as a powder board. So if you were looking at the old Cosa Nostra thinking, oh, I want a POW deck, but this one's not tapered, it's not set back, yeah, this one makes way more sense. And I think for the average consumer, this is going to be a great option for your all-mountain floaty POW board for somebody who's just out there cruising and not pushing it too hard. But deep down, I don't like this one as much as the old one. Comparable boards are going to be the K287, the Liptech Lost Round Nose, and the Capita Navigator. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, Kevin, and this has been my review of the Arbor Cosa Nostra for 2020. What did you think? Were you super excited about the changes to this board and the complete overhaul? Did my review completely let you down on what it's capable of? Let's have a conversation about it. While you're doing that, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell. Make sure you get notifications when we've got more videos coming out. And if you want to support us and keep videos coming out, check out Angry Snowboarder VIP. Stick around and come back for the next video.